Say hi, everybody. Welcome today to another episode of Conversations with SOL-3 Avenue. I am so excited, so happy, excited to introduce to you today Saleem Rushdan. He is a farmer out of Detroit. Can we just give a round of applause for Saleem? Welcome. All right. I'm so honored to have you on the show today.
Happy to be here.
Yes, I am a huge fan of yours. I love you dearly as a brother. We spoke a little bit earlier and you talked about how food starts, and one of the way it starts is with the soil. So could you explain a little bit about that?
Yes, indeed. I'm happy to be on the show. Happy to be video. I love you too, sis. I look at soil as like the base. It's the basis where all roots are gonna take place in the soil. That's where they're gonna root themselves. So in that regard, soil is so vital, but people don't realize soil is like a living thing, much like the earth is a living thing. So soil is a different content than what you would consider dirt to be.
Mm,
Um, a lot of people look at dirt as something viable that they can grow in when it's actually not, because it has no living substance or minerals in it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas soil is a living, active thing. It has these microbes, it has these insects, it has this different action happening where there's like this environment happening. So I think you have to weigh that out if you can understand that, you know, you want fertility for whatever you want to grow. You want it to grow strong and healthy. So soil is so viable in that sense. Start thinking about soil and how soil is damaged a lot of times when you deal with cities, industrial happenings. Your soil is damaged through pollution and these different functions of society that are necessities in how we live. Yet, if you want to take control of growing your own food, you want to get to know your soil.
we spoke a little bit earlier as well. When you go to a small farm, for example, or even urban farming as well, you'll see raised beds.
A lot of times, what you'll find in urban agriculture is raised beds. And the reason for that is because people who are aware, in the know, who
Mm,
grow, um, they realize soil is so important. So they're trying to get clean soil, if you will,
oh, oh,
soil that they know, yeah, something that they can resource, something they know where it came from, who's making this soil, who's breaking down this carbon and nitrogen composite to give me soil, you know. So you have a lot of resources in Detroit, places like Keep Growing Detroit. You know, they have a garden resource place. So you have these different resources that you can use, and these people help you establish raised beds. I know
oh,
at
wow.
D-Town Farm, where I was working, we had raised beds out at the farm in the kids area. So when you're looking at raised beds, you're looking at somebody who's probably evaluated the soil, recognized that it lacks certain nutrients, or recognized that it had high content of maybe pollutants or things in it that weren't good for growing plants. And they said, look, we're going to put some raised beds out here, put this box out here and fill it with soil that we know where it came from. We know it has certain mineral content in it, and we'll grow in our raised beds. So yeah, raised beds have been a thing in urban agriculture for a minute, and it's for that very reason though.
But if you're at home, you're healthy, um, you're under quarantine, maybe you're just going out a few different times just to go grocery shopping, something like that. I've seen a lot of people getting snacks and potato chips. Uh, and that's, that's fine too. But could you speak a little bit on maybe the balance of getting more live foods in your diet?
So I work at the grocery store. So I'm seeing the influx of people coming in, and I see they're worried. They're concerned about food. You know, I mean, of course, they got their tissue and their sanitizer, but they're worried about food, you
Right,
know.
right.
But their understanding of food is a process based understanding of food. It takes it to go through some industry, some lab to create a lot of the food a lot of people prefer to ingest. People go in, they shop, they gather all these items, but then you look at the vitamin mineral aisle where you have your essential oils and you have all these viable herbs and things that you could really use to boost your, it's right there on the shelf still. Nobody's touched that. You still see a lot of things left behind in produce that people aren't aware that these are perishables that you really want to consume, because that's the earth giving back to you in that symbiotic relationship where there's that circle of life that happens and occurs with agriculture, that occurs with produce, that occurs with fruits and veggies. So yeah, I think in a time like this, if you're aware, then you recognize we may have to adjust our palates. You know, palates are so important when it comes to healing, when it comes to health, even when it comes to mental health. Your palate will assist you if you give it the right taste, the right bitters, the right minerals, the right nutrients. It will respond.
I love it when you talk, first of all. I could just sit here all day, you know. So you have given us so much to think about, even during a time like this where we're under quarantine. So I'm so honored to have you.
Thank you,
here
sister.
Today, and we'll chat soon, bro.
Okay, great.
Okay, love you. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.